Forwards figure of 8. Make sure that your legs are either closed or you're standing side on. Make sure that the staff draws the number 8 in front of you. You should use the top of the staff to go either direction. Notice how the wrist does all the work and all the arm does is turn from one side of the body to the other. There shouldn't be too much arm movement from the shoulder, and make sure the hand is either behind you or in front of you as a guard. This is the other version. Try and practice both sides. This is the left side. You usually find that one arm is stronger than the other, so it's good to practice. Once you're confident of one hand, then it goes to crossing from one hand to another. The staff does a half a turn on either side of the body, and when it becomes vertical, it's caught with the other hand. Notice how the thumb comes almost touching the other thumb on the inside of the hand, so that you're always using the middle of the staff. This time you must have your legs closed as doing this, and then once you get confident you can build up. Now for backwards figure of 8, what I usually do is imagine that I'm drawing a sword and then cutting the sword up through the belly, so you go one way on your opposite side is drawing the sword, and then the other way is cutting up, so you're always making upward movements from right to left. If you notice, you still use the wrist motion, but there's a lot more movement of the shoulders and the hips, because this is a slightly more awkward movement than the forwards figure of 8. Here it is with the left hand. Again, you can try hand behind your back or in front, legs together, or one leg in front, whichever you find easiest. Try different variations and more movement with the hips. Alternating hands. This time the thumb is coming to the outside of the hand and is grabbing by the little finger. Again, the staff becomes vertical before you grab it, making the half circle. So here it is, slowly going from one side of the body to the other and then making the circle, lifting the staff up vertically and then grabbing it as close to the centre as you can. If you notice, sometimes the hand's open enough so you can grab by the thumb. The two-handed forward figure of 8 is very useful for staff forms, and it's exactly the same movement as the normal one-handed figure of 8, just with two hands, and again more movement with the arms to go either side of the body. And then again, backwards figure of 8 is the same, again a little more shoulder and arm movement, so you can make the adjustment for the big circle. Once you have forward figure of 8 and backward figure of 8 going hand to hand, the next step is to start walking forward and backwards with the movement. Here is an example of stepping on the spot and just changing one rotation, forward figure of 8, and then taking the staff all the way through and catching it, going backwards in figure of 8. The thing is to walk forwards and then catch it as you're turning to take it through to an extra circle. So usually you're making a half circle before you catch the stick. Now you're making a full circle and then turning it, and if you notice the handwork, catching it the other side that you would normally catch it to take it from a forwards figure of 8 to a backwards figure of 8. This takes a little more time and practice to develop, but just make sure that you're making a full circle and that your footwork is in time with your hands. This is windmill. This is very complicated to get started. Hold the stick out with your one hand and then make sure the two hands are constantly crossed, and basically the hands stay in the same position and the stick does all the work. If you notice, it goes from thumb to thumb, to little finger, and all the hands go is from the hands facing up to the hands facing down. So as the stick becomes horizontal, you grab it and then they just flow into each other. The more comfortable you get with it, the more work the staff does, and it rolls over your hand. This is just an example of taking the staff the other way, anti-clockwise. You usually find you have one side stronger than another. Start with your stronger side, then work counterclockwise. This next one, overhead pass. If you notice, I have my legs wide apart for this one for balance. You should take it over slowly over your head, making a full circle. Again, grabbing thumb to thumb over your head and then taking it to the other side in a full motion, making sure your hands are nice and high above your head. The advanced version of this is with an open hand, and it's exactly the same motion, only this time you hold your hand flat and let the staff rotate 360 degrees around your hand. The most important one in this is to get the momentum of the staff going first, and to make sure that your hand is flat as it goes over. You'll often find that the more momentum you have, the easier the movement is.